Shalom, call hello, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, just giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to the 144,000. And real quick, this is a short I just posted. It says more than 700 flights canceled across the nation due to shutdown. All right. Now, the reason why I'm playing this video or doing a video on this clip is because of something that was said in this video, okay, which shows you that pretty soon only the rich are going to be able to travel, okay? Only the very rich and wealthy are going to be able to travel. So let's play this.
This morning, the record-setting dysfunction on Capitol Hill causing new layers of chaos at airports.
Man, the airport fucked up. You can't try to fly regularly. It's fucked up. The government shut down, done so crazy. But you gotta do what it is, bro. It's the only way to move. It's the only way to move. Out of here.
It's the only way to move. All right, you got to get one of those, which is a private jet. All right, which a private jet can cost somewhere between 10, 20, 30, even $50,000, you know, for, you know, a flight on one of these private jets, which shows you that your everyday American is not going to be able to travel very soon. And this is all, you know, by design, that around the so-called holidays, you know, these wicked heli days is really what it is. They have these shutdowns, man. Okay, these airports are not being able to, you know, ship people out in time, you know, and it's all according to their plan because they want to bring a great squeeze upon you people and show you that the Lord is not dealing with this place anymore. America's through, bro. Okay, this place is finished. But as he said, this is what you got to do. Okay, you can't travel regular anymore. Okay, and people going to them airports and camping out there, stuck, looking crazy. All right. Why? Because they are you know, stuck in this matrix, in this system. This is why you know, these people talk about escaping the matrix, because if you're not making enough money, then you're stuck, you know, pretty much. And that's all leading up to, you know, the total control of this beast system. They're going to implement the MOTB very soon, and these erect these 15-minute cities where you won't even have the opportunity to travel at all. All right, some people travel for their job or whatever, but all that's coming to an end. Let's go right here. It says 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. This is what it's going to come down to. It's going to get more and more vicious out here. People are going to start getting more and more desperate. Okay, and nowadays you go to try to travel somewhere or fly somewhere, you go end up getting stranded. You know, it's probably going to cost you a lot more money to catch a flight. Before you know it, you run out of funds and now you're stuck. Okay, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Which is what people going to be, you know, taking means into their own hands, taking matters into their own hands. You know, however you got to live. You know, this is why, you know, it's going to be a lot more crime. Okay, carjackings. Okay, mugging, people getting robbed. All right, because people are going to be put in such a desperate state. And this is why Esau has a slogan called order out of chaos. He wants to bring, he's the one that's causing the chaos so he can bring the order. It says, here's the point: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, you might desire to go into a particular city and you're not going to be able. All right, but that's by design. This is what this man wants. He wants everybody, you know, locked into this grid. All right, where you can't just go freely how you've been traveling, you know, for, you know, a great portion of your life, man. That's coming to an end. All right. And we see in the beginning of this with 911 where they set up the TSA. Okay. Before you could just travel freely, you know, here and there. But now with the whole TSA thing, and now that they're government workers and they're not getting paid, they're not showing up, you can't even get through the airport anymore. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So Yeah, expect people to start breaking in houses soon because these stores going to run out of food, and people going to start kicking in your door to try to get your food. All right. So, Lucky, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And this is what we're seeing. Okay. People are getting very, 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 very vicious to one another. I saw a video the other day. It was a road rage incident where a guy was trying to get over, and the guy didn't let him get over, and they ended up getting into an accident. And when they both got out, they both started shooting at each other, bro. It was like no type of, you know, there was no type of, how you say it, basically how you how you die down a confrontation. They both just got out, you know, went right to each other's face, started arguing. One guy hit another guy with a gun, and then the other guy pulled out his gun. They started shooting at each other, you know. And this is how it's gonna be in every day here in America, bro. You know, you're seeing people that are on thin, they're on edge. Okay, they're waiting for somebody to try them, so they can, you know, lash out and start destroying each other. Okay, this is the time we're in. This is why the scriptures tell us to be circumspect. Okay, be mindful of the times that we're in, because these people are about to get very, very vicious, and it's gonna get bad out here. Okay, and you know, verse 56, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. And this is what the Lord is doing. He's delivering you people into mischief. Okay, into trouble, into hell. It says, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down. And you're seeing this now. These cities are becoming broken down. All right. It says, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. So that sounds horrific. Okay. But you got to ask yourself, what is it going to take for it to get to that point? And we're seeing the beginning stages of that. This is the beginning of sorrows. Let's grab that real quick. Okay. These are just the beginning of sorrows. People are complaining about the food stamps and this, that, the third. But it's about to get much worse out here. Okay. It says 2 Ezra chapter 16 verse 14. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. And this is, you know, what it's ultimately going to lead up to. Thermonuclear annihilation for this place. It says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. It says, woe is me, who shall deliver me? Who will deliver me in those days? And this is Ezra speaking, which means that Ezra will be back to today. The prophets were the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So the prophets will be out prophesying once again, you know, and you know their regenerations. Okay, their reincarnations. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right, what you gonna do? All right, because those evils goes in the bad times. So imagine where you're stranded, you can't go anywhere, and it's just, you know, and this is also part of them cutting off these cities. All right, pretty soon these trucks ain't gonna be delivering food no more into these cities. There ain't gonna be no more flying in or going out. They're pretty much besieging you. Okay. And this is why Trump's doing the whole thing with the tariffs, because it's making it where, you know, product can't come in and out of this country. It was already sold whenever they put up, when all these companies went overseas. You know, hey, this country was sold then, man. So now that all your product comes overseas, and now he's putting tariffs on different nations, which means what? You're not going to get any product soon. So every month, every day, it's like every month, every week, and every day, the store shelves are going to get more and more bare, okay, which is going to cause people to, you know, get into a frenzy, okay. It says, and behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And people see what's going on, but are they going to repent? Are they going to turn back to YAHAWASHI? Absolutely not, okay. And for that cause, they're gonna have to face the music. All right, which all this is good, but for a lack of time, I want to jump right here and we'll close out on this. It says, when these are precepts we keep bringing up because, you know, the Lord is speaking through his word. Okay, it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 31, it says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. And we're seeing that. We're seeing the fashion of this world as we know it, you know. The state of this world just passing away. Okay? Things are changing every day. It's something else. You know, that's not by coincidence. That's by design, man. All right? The Lord is setting it up this way for his purpose. All right? He wants people to be in, you know, a bad case. And, you know, the wise ones will call upon him in these times. But the wicked and the silly and the stupid are begging the government to open back up, crying on the damn news. Oh my God, they're going to starve us. Yeah, we told you this was coming. The Bible speaks about famines, man. So you can't be, you know, all surprised and shocked when you were warned about this. It says in the NLT, those who use the things of this world should not become attached to them. For this world as we know it will soon pass away, right? So you can't get too attached to this place, man. You know, the way of this life. You know, hopping on a plane and jet setting and going here and going there. Those things are coming to an end, all right? And we see it playing out. We see it already happening in the earth. This is why they shutting down. I went into this last week where they said 10% of air traffic is going to be shut down, all right? So what does that look like? 700 flights canceled, all right? And now you just sitting there looking crazy, you know, stuck, all right? So it wouldn't be wise to take any trips right now or trying to go hop on a plane, because you can expect to spend a week in the airport, you know, with everybody just looking stupid. And eventually, what they saying now? I saw a video earlier today about this guy, Patrick Humphrey, about a pestilence at the border, at the southern border. Okay, you got particular flies that are, you know, burrowing into, you know, cows and laying larvae that's, you know, getting people sick. You got kids, you know, getting hospitalized in 10 different states. Hey, so much going on right now, bro. This is all accumulating, because what's going to happen is they're going to say, like the movie Cell, they was all in the airport, and then some type of, you know, bioweapon had went off, and people started, you know, spazzing out, losing their mind, you know, destroying each other. All right, we're going to see something happen very soon here, bro. It's not much time left before something, you know, drastic take place, and then people going to understand that the prophets that was been preaching to the rooftops were right. Okay, it's inevitable. Okay, what's coming down the pike. With that being said, I'm going to say shalom, come shalom about ball princess, edifying to those for elect. Shalom.